That's pretty good. We're very lucky. Where are we? Are we? We've got 3 of our upcoming stars from WAAPA on the panel tonight. Yeah, stars of the future, they say. I've got to come around there and get my coffee and get my letters, so they say. I already know what some of the letters are. Where do I stand, Chloe?
Oh, just right here.
Just right here. Okay. You read these?
Yes. Very interesting.
Which one's the most interesting?
I'd say the one about the kids is...
They're all about the kids. Oh, the first one. Okay, here we go. The letters for this evening are these. It's about time parents were held responsible for their kids' antics, no matter how young. Most parents are, aren't they? There are some that let them go. Second letter tonight. What's a beauty pageant or competition without the bikini parade? Here we go. We got the body police in again. And the last letter tonight. He's walking in a dream that doesn't really exist, and I need to burst his bubble. A mum writes in because he's fallen in love for the first time and she doesn't like the lady that he's fallen in love with. You got a right to speak? Dunno. We'll see what the panel have got to say. Good letters, great panellists coming up right now on Sweet Sound. Don't go away.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our monthly crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Good evening, everyone. Lovely to have your company. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half hour, and a terrific lineup tonight. 3 of them are upcoming stars from WAAPA, and 1 is an upcoming star in the discipline of the fine arts, all on the panel tonight. First up, hello, James.
Hello, good evening, Gary.
Welcome for the first time to Sweet.
Am I the WAAPA one or am I the...
You're a WAAPA one. Are
Yes!
you doing any fine arts?
Oh, no, never. I'm barely doing art as it is.
What are you doing? What are you studying?
What am I studying? I'm third year acting over at the Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts.
So what are you going to do next year? What are you
Oh, look,
aspiring
hopefully
to do
get a
next year?
job. That's,
I read
choice
there was a
number
little ad for Fat Cat coming up.
Was there? Oh, I'll look into it.
The guy that's doing it at the moment apparently is leaving.
Oh, well, you know. They're always leaving. It's an open door there, apparently.
It's an open
revolving door's the one.
Good to have you on the show,
Thank you.
James. Thanks for coming in. Hello, Mikayla.
Hi,
You're at WAAPA too.
I am.
Final
I
year?
go there.
You do?
Yeah. I think we're in the same class.
No.
No, okay.
No.
That's not.
No.
You're in trouble.
No.
What do you want to do next year?
I want to get a job.
Doing what? Everybody wants a job.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want a job in an office though, do you?
No, not particularly. Well, it depends. If I get a gig that's set in an office and I perform in an office, then sure.
Okay, so if they're casting for another season of The Office, you want to be in that?
Oh,
That's the dream.
yes.
Of course you do. All right, good to have you on the show. Hello, my darling Alex.
Hello, Gary.
And you're the aspiring fine artist.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Not too bad. I'm in my 3rd year. I've got one more year to go.
Can you believe you're in your final year?
No, I should have been if I was doing 4 units a semester, but I'm only doing 3 units a
You
semester.
just said to me you've got 1 year to go.
Yeah, next year.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not in
Next
my
year.
final year. I'm in my 3rd year.
Okay.
I should be in my final
You
year.
enjoying it?
Yeah, it is. It's good.
You got some pretty good runs on the board. That competition that you just...
The mandala, yeah, I made the finals, and then I didn't win, which was a girl called Mikayla did. She did a beautiful sculpture of bottles with crochet tops, so she won. But my art got selected to go on to St Mary's Cathedral.
In Perth?
For 2 months, yeah.
As of when?
July and August.
Sensational. Well done. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello.
Another WAAPA student. Final year as well?
Yeah, final year. Yeah.
What do you want to do next year?
I want to pack my bags and move to Sydney and try and sort out whether there's any jobs over there. And,
Why Sydney in particular?
it's kind of a hot spot. There's quite a lot of WAAPA people who reside there as well. There's a tight-knit community and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know you're going to be looked after and you're with mates when you go over there and try and knock on doors.
Hopefully, yeah. I've heard there's quite a few comfy couches over there.
Where's home for you?
Perth?
It is Perth.
Yeah.
Perth, Mikayla?
Yeah. Yep.
North Queensland. I'm a Townsville boy.
Townsville boy?
Yeah, way up north.
Where are you going to go looking for work?
Sydney as well. I might tag along if you got any spare couches in mind.
Yeah, we can share.
Yeah, we can share. We can make a night of it. We can all go. You can come here, Alex.
I'm coming. Why not?
Couch surfing.
In the meantime, we've got some work to do, folks. Here we go. Letter 1 comes to us from Con of Parramatta in New South Wales. Dear Mitch and panellists, bloody brats. It's about time parents were held responsible for their kids' antics, no matter how young. Up to the age of 18 in Australia, you're considered a minor and are protected from most legal responsibilities. So, the buck must stop with the people who are ultimately responsible for the bad behaviour. Don't you think we'd be a far more civil community if all parents were forced to be responsible for the action of their kids? The majority of us already are. I was delighted to read that the parents of a 5-year-old in Kansas, USA, will be made to pay for the destruction of an art statue caused by their unrestrained child punching, hugging and pulling at the piece. He caused over $100,000 damage. And there I was in a restaurant last week where 2 little kids ruined our night while their parents sat at the table next to ours, unconcerned with the noise, banging and throwing of food by their kids. I told the owner that I was not paying for our food and that he should demand it from those parents of the brats. We left. What's wrong with making parents who don't restrain kids being made to be legally responsible in every way? When I was young, children most definitely were seen and not heard. As I said, Con of Parramatta. James, first up.
Yes. Well, I feel like this is kind of a double-edged sword answer, because whilst I agree with parents should be responsible for their children, that's what parents are for, I don't think, they should be legally responsible to pay for your dinner. That's an incredibly entitled way to think about it. I think
Their night was ruined.
Yeah, the night's ruined, therefore they should pay for my restaurant dinner.
They ruined it.
Yeah, they ruined it. Their children.
How do you impose that, though? That'd land on the restaurateur.
Exactly.
Not those people.
Yeah, it's just a weird... And I think that the seen and not heard, that's the attitude of the parents, and I think that's why the children are acting out, is because they have the, well, not repressed, but kind of like baby boomer parents who are like seen and not heard do it. And I don't think that's more civil. I think...
What did your parents do for you?
There was always the threat. It was very like Teddy Roosevelt, like speak softly but carry a big stick.
So you were well behaved and you didn't do anybody any damage or harm?
I was well behaved because I was taught respect and critical thinking rather than a reenactment of the Spanish Inquisition, as this person is. I don't think kids should be, locked in chains and have those. You ever see those little teddy backpacks with the leashes on?
Yeah.
They're horrible.
They're horrible.
Kids need to get into scrapes. Kids need to learn that, that's the wrong thing. I shouldn't hug and kick that statue because mum and dad will go broke.
They need to learn it.
Yeah.
Who's going to teach them if not the parents?
Parents are responsible, but I don't think parents need to strap the kids up with a leash.
Okay, we're going to bring in Mikayla. Mikayla, what would you do? You've got kids running around, they're screaming and yelling and they're offending the other parents in the place. Surely you've got some responsibility to grab your kids and go, right, sit there.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I think I'd have to have kids first to be able to make...
That's a get out of jail card, isn't it? I don't know, I haven't got kids, I'll deal with that when I get there.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't like it if you went to a restaurant and they were screaming in your face, would you?
Well, no.
Are you likely to go up to them and say, excuse me, can you restrain your kids, or would you leave?
Well, I would ask the people that run the restaurant to see if maybe they can have a chat to parents first, but I don't know, like...
If your child did $100,000 damage, you would be mortified.
Oh yeah, I'd probably stop
them
from doing the damage, to be honest.
So
I mean, it really kind of depends, like, on the situation.
Does it? Doesn't matter whether it's $5 or whether it's $100,000. If they're misbehaving and it's your responsibility.
Sure.
Alex.
Look, the trouble with today's society is that everyone's on their bloody phones and they don't pay attention to what's going around them because there are too many like that.
Right.
I've got a lady that lives in our complex. She's got 3 children and one of them's an adult, young adult. The other 2 are small. When they're in the pool, they scream their heads off. And our area was very quiet before she moved in, but I've watched her. She's on her phone. She doesn't see what the kids are doing. They're just running amok, running around the pool, and it's okay because she's tuned out. She doesn't know. She's used to that sound all the time, so she doesn't know. But people around notice it, so it is a parent's responsibility. And for that child that knocked over, actually was $150,000 damage to that sculpture. I think she was either on a phone or talking to someone, and that child was running around like a lunatic, and he was jumping up and he grabbed the sculpture, knocked it over and broke it. So it was her fault. She should have restraint on her children. They should, when you're in public, your children should behave, and that's it. And that's a parent's responsibility. It shouldn't be the shop, shouldn't be the restaurant, shouldn't be anyone else going up to telling anyone. The parent should, when they're out in public, teach your children manners.
Last word, Jimmy, come on in.
All right, well, I think that it's definitely the parent's fault if a child is misbehaving and acting out like that. I think the child just obviously needs a bit more love and attention, and then it doesn't need to, the child doesn't need to go out of its way to make
damage
scenes
things
and damage stuff, you know?
And that's generally the case, isn't it? If the kid's got enough attention.
Well, they don't know. Children don't know. They're just living.
Kids don't know.
They're just
Up to
living.
the parents. Yeah, I'd make parents responsible. Up to 18. Yeah. What else are you going to do? Most parents do that anyway, though. Most parents are responsible for their kids.
You're not a parent. How would you know?
Well, because I see it. I see it everywhere. Most kids are being looked after by their parents. We asked you people at home to answer this question for us. Should parents be made legally responsible for the behaviour of their underage children? It was fairly evenly split. Up on the screen there, 52% said yes, 48% said no. Oh, what sort of society are we concocting, constructing? When we come back,
Don't want to pay $100 grand, I guess.
we're going to talk about beauty pageants without bikini parades. How boring is that? We'll see what the panellists have got to say. Don't go away. More of Sweet and Sour coming up after the break. Hey, Chloe's doing a good job. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter and have it discussed by the panellists, send it to one of these social media contact points on your screen right now. And when it lands here, we'll evaluate it. And for everyone that we do read out and discuss on the panel, we're going to send you to the movies, courtesy of Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. And this week, we're sending you to... Oh, I've forgotten. Here it is.
Brother's Nest.
How good are you? How good are you? How do you know that?
Because I just had a mental image of Shane Jacobson and his brother making a bird's nest and them sitting on eggs.
Oh, you're very good, James.
I'm
well
too
done.
good.
Well done. Here we go. Letter number 2, titled, What? No Bikini. Hi, Sweet and Sour. Could you please tell me what a beauty pageant or competition without the bikini parade is? I grew up in Perth watching Miss West Coast and Miss Summer Girl on our beaches. And do you remember those?
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
I'm anyone.
Did you really? On our beaches, and Miss Universe and Miss World on our TVs, and it was all about celebrating the best in feminine form, and we loved it, especially when it was the swimsuit section. My sisters and I also, this is from Deborah, so it's from a lady. My sisters and I sat around aspiring to have fit and lovely looking figures like the ladies in the competitions. It didn't do us any harm. We had a wonderful time competing with one another to see who could pick first, second and third. Today, I love to sit with my husband and watch the pageants. Occasionally, my sisters still join us. When I heard that the swimsuit section of Miss Universe will now be scrapped, largely in reaction to the whole Me Too movement, I couldn't believe it. Please, panellists, why are we now hiding away the beautiful feminine form instead of celebrating it? I thought feminism was supposed to be about equal opportunity, not about becoming a repressive society. As I said, Deborah, who is in Burnside in South Australia. Jimmy,
Yes.
do you like watching those beauty pageants with swimsuit competitions?
Look, I'm not the biggest fan of beauty pageants and stuff like that. I haven't watched much on TV or anything, but I do remember.
They can be a bit boring now, can't they?
Yeah, well, I do remember the reading it in the news though that this had happened. I don't think that this quite tells the full story, because what actually happened was that correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm remembering this from the end of last year, but I think a group of people, what's it called? The pageant swapped out the competition, the bikini competition, and put in another thing where they talked about achievements that they'd had in their life and stuff that they had done in terms of helping out communities and doing stuff like that. I think that's a better thing to do, to be honest.
Alex, is that going to push the ratings for them, though? What do people want to look at?
Well, I think what's happening in today's society, as we all know, that everything's getting shut down about promoting someone for their looks, because everything's PC correct, remember? You can't have, and it's just discrimination and everything like that. So this is something that we used to watch a lot, and everything was based on your looks and your body, and that's what those competitions before. But now I guess they want to promote more of an intelligence thing. So it's just changing the whole dynamics of the pageants. And what do you
Mikayla, do you think it'll swap back again? Do you think the PC thing will evolve into something a little less ferocious than it seems to be right now?
Well, yeah, I reckon, yeah, it'll calm down. I think at the moment we're just sort of establishing the line sort of between, you know, because there's heaps of different like opinions at the moment. Like lots of people think that, you know, women showing their body is objectifying them, and a lot of people think that it's quite freeing to show your body, and you know, really it's up to you. It's up to your own choice to do what you want. I mean, if you're going to do Miss Universe, whether you know
what to expect.
Well, I just don't think it's about what to expect or anything like that. But you know, it's your choice to do it, and if it makes you feel comfortable, and makes you feel comfortable. But I don't feel like we should be kind of putting a big old full stop, being like, oh,
to the
well, you can't show women's bodies because that's objectifying, even though we're supposed to be moving in all these different ways.
All right, last word to a bloke on this one. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. Come on.
Well, far be it from me to tell women what they should and shouldn't do with their bodies, because I think that is repressive. I think saying, oh, we should have the swimsuit section back in, that's repressive, but saying, oh, we shouldn't have the swimsuit section, that's... So, I mean, if they're entering Miss Universe, I think it's a case-by-case basis. I also think Miss Universe isn't the be-all and end-all of appreciating the female form, because I love watching, cabarets, and I think there's other ways to appreciate feminine form than Miss Universe swimsuit section. I also think, finally, that it's a fallacy of causation, correlation, comparing the Me Too movement to a swimsuit section. That's like saying it's raining in Pakistan, so that's why it's flooding in Broome. I think they're two separate.
We asked you people at home to answer this question. Should the bikini section of beauty competitions be abolished? And here's what you said. 14% said yes, 86% said no. When we come back, we're going to be talking about a chap who's love-struck and his mum wants to do something about it because she doesn't like the partner. When we come back, more of Sweet and Sour. Don't go away.
Community television needs your support. They used to have biscuits on Sweet and Sour.
Sweet and sour. Right here on...
Yeah, you could do better than that. We're into our final segment. At the end of the show, we've got Jareth, who's standing by over there to sing us out of the show this evening. Last letter, here we go. Dear guests, what can I say to my poor love-struck brother who's... Oh, it's his brother, not his mother, who's about to marry someone who he thinks is the love of his life. It's a she, is it? Yes, it is. It's Jodie. She's not the love of his life. They went out years before and she used him, abused him, then dumped him and married someone else. He was broken-hearted and really didn't get over it. So the moment her marriage ended, my brother was sending flowers, cards, and doing his best to rekindle. So they got back together, but she hasn't changed towards him at all and is again using him up. They are going to get married in 3 months, and I know that she'll clean him out and leave him for a better option, as she always does. She actually left her husband for a better option, but it blew up in her face when she lost both her husband and lover in quick succession. Lucky for her, she had my brother waiting in the wings. I love him, but he's walking into a dream that doesn't really exist, and I need to burst his bubble. I just don't know how to show him clearly, and my mum is begging me to do something too. She's already tried and failed. What can I do? As we said, Jodie of Brighton in Victoria. Alex, what do you do?
Oh, Jodie, mind your own business. That's what I could say.
Just do nothing.
Just leave him alone. He's a man. He knows what he's doing. He's in love. He's
allowed
her.
to make his mistakes.
If he's going to have his heart broken, let him have his heart broken. It's none of your business. I know you mean well, but just leave him alone. And he loves her, and that's it. The heart loves what the heart loves, and you can't do anything about it.
Jimmy?
I think you know what's best. I reckon you should go out and do exactly what you said here.
Interfere.
Interfere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interfere. Oh my God, we asked you people at home, before we asked Mikayla and James, we asked you people at home, should you ever prevent someone from making a mistake, especially when it concerns their love life? And here's what you said. Split right down the middle, 50-50%.
Sometimes you can get in trouble when you try to help.
James, what do you say?
Yeah, look, I agree with Alex. I think that's. Have you shown him this letter? I think that's step one. But beyond that, it's his prerogative.
That's true. That's true. Show him the letter.
Show him the letter. Show him this show. Get him on
the show.
But beyond that, it's his prerogative. It's his life.
His life. We're allowed to make our mistakes in life, aren't we?
Yep.
Mikayla, you going to add anything to the conversation? Are you with Jimmy, who says you should interfere, or are you with Joe?
Make it 50-50.
And Alex?
Oh, yeah, I'm a bit 50-50. No.
What about with regards to the letter?
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, like, if he's going to choose between, like, the chick and, like, you guys, he'll choose the chick, you know?
Yep, they always do.
Rough.
Men in love always
that's
pick the chick.
It's unfortunate, but that's kind of the reality of it, from my experience.
No matter what she tries. Did they hear that at home?
Sorry.
We're not going to repeat it.
But like, look, he's going to make his mistakes, he'll learn, and I think sometimes it's best not interfering because, you know, you want him to still want to love you and you want to love him, so.
You want him to listen to you afterwards.
Yep.
I've had a terrific time on the show tonight. I hope you guys have.
I love it.
Do you want to come back?
Yeah.
All right. All good over here. Alex will come back.
He's never heard of that expression.
See, I'm not allowed to show you that. We thank all of our WAAPA students and Alex as well for being with us tonight. We're going straight over to Jareth, who's going to sing us out of the show tonight. Thank you guys. Thank you for being with us. It's been terrific to have you. And we'll see you again soon. Take it away, Jareth, with New York. Thanks, guys. Good night.
Walking through the concrete jungle, snow is falling down, people all around, and I am missing you. City lights and screaming sirens bleeding through my head as I lay in bed, and all I see is you laying next to me, but only in a dream where we would sleep and we would be at peace. Now you hardly chat to me ever since I told you that I would be in New York. In New York. In New York. In New York, laying next to me. In New York. Taxi cabs and subway train lines, different places, different faces, and all I see is you. Leather coats and empty pockets, cold weather, and we're not together, and I'm missing you, laying next to me, but only in a dream where we would sleep and we would be at peace. Now you hardly reach out to me ever since I told you that I would be in New York. In New York. In New York. In New York, laying next to me. In New York.